Assalamu alaikum students, I am Sabine Amjad. I am teaching you software testing. In this lecture, we will cover the topic bugs reporting. Outline. Let's have a look at the outline of our topic. We will study objectives of bug reporting, introduction, getting your bugs fixed, importance of good bug reporting, characteristics of good bug reporting, fundamental principles for reporting bugs, isolating and reproducing bugs, bug severity and priority, and test incident report. Objectives of bug reporting. The objectives of the topic include to provide the ability to track bugs or problems, to state the problems as clearly as possible so that developers can replicate the bug easily and fix it, to provide standardized and custom query or reporting capabilities, to provide integration to software version management system. Introduction. Let's have a look at the overall software testing tasks. These include test planning, actual testing, reporting what you find. It seems that reporting what you find is simple and less time consuming job, but sometimes it is the most difficult task you perform as a tester. Getting your bugs fixed. All bugs are not fixed and are normally dismissed or deferred. Dismissed means we will not fix those bugs, and deferred means postponed for fixing in the next release. The reasons for not fixing a bug. First one is there is not enough time. That is, we already have discussed. It's really not a bug. We already discussed. It's too risky to fix. It's already discussed, and it's just not worth it. This is also already discussed, but ineffective bug reporting, this will be studied in the next slide. Ineffective bugs reporting. The tester did not make a strong enough case that a particular bug should be fixed, so the bug was misunderstood as not being a bug, was deemed not important enough to delay the product, was thought to be too risky to fix, was just plain considered to be not worth fixing. Importance of good bug reporting. Here we have a saying by Sam Kenner: the purpose of reporting a defect is to getting it fixed. Importance of good bug reporting. A badly written bug report wastes time and effort for many people. A concisely written, descriptive report results in the elimination of a bug in the easiest possible manner. For testers, bug reports are primary deliverable for their work. The quality of a bug report is a direct representation of the quality of a tester's skill. Bug report should be good enough because it may be distributed beyond the immediate project team. Example is various levels of management within different organizations. Characteristics of good bug reporting. The characteristics of good bug reporting include minimal, singular, obvious and general, and reproducible. We will see the details of these characteristics in the next slides. Minimal. It explains just the facts and details necessary to demonstrate and describe the bug. Give an exact sequence of steps that show the problem. If more than one set of inputs or actions cause the bug, cite a couple of examples. Be short and to the point. Example is, in case of multiple paths, mention the exact path you followed. Let's say A, B, C and X, Y, Z are paths. Do not say something like, if you do A and X or B and Y or C and Z, you get D. Understanding all the paths at once will be difficult. Instead, say do A and X and you get D. You can, of course, mention elsewhere in the report that D can also be got if you do B and Y or C and Z. Singular. There should be only one bug per report. It is sometimes difficult to differentiate between similar looking bugs, like misspelled words on 15 different pages. The login dialog would not accept passwords or login IDs with uppercase characters. The problem with reporting more than one bug in a single report is that it is only the first bug that gets attention and is fixed. Other become forgotten or ignored. Here are some tips for writing good bug report. When in doubt, enter individual bugs. You are looking for symptoms, not causes. Several bugs may turn out to have same cause, but you cannot know that until the bug is fixed. So you just need to report the bug and not look at the symptoms. Then we have obvious and general. A bug described with the numerous complex steps that shows a very specific instance of a bug is less likely to get fixed. A bug described with easily performed steps that show the bug to be very general and readily seen by a user is most likely to get fixed. Bug isolation should be done and identify the keystrokes on which bugs occur. For example, specify the exact action. Do not say something like select button B. Do you mean click button B or press Alt plus B or focus on button B and click enter? Of course, if the defect can be arrived at by using all the three ways, it's okay to use a generic term as select, but bear in mind that you might just get the fix for the click button B scenario. Reproducible. Put on your detective hat and follow a predefined set of steps that will cause the software to achieve the same states and the bug to occur again. There is no such thing as a random software bug. If you create the exact same situation with exact same inputs, the bug will reoccur. However, identifying and setting up that exact same situation and exact same inputs is tricky. The difficulty is to try to isolate and reproduce what seems like random software behavior, occasional crashes, by chance data corruption, and so on. However, if you cannot replicate it again after many trials, finally submit the report for further investigation, stating that you are unable to reproduce the defect anymore and provide any evidence of the defect if you had gathered. Fundamental principles for reporting bugs. Fundamental principles for reporting bugs include report bug as soon as possible, effectively describe the bugs, be non judgmental in reporting bugs, and follow up on your bugs report. Report bug as soon as possible. The earlier you find a bug, the more time it remains in the schedule to get it fixed. For example, suppose that you find misspelling in a help file a few months before the software is released. That bug has a very likelihood of being fixed. If you find the same bug a few hours before the release, odds are it would not be fixed. The bug is still the same bug whether you find it today or 3 months from now. The risk of fixing the bug go up over time. In this graph, you can see time on x-axis and likelihood of bug being fixed on y-axis. When project has just started, the likelihood of bug being fixed for serious bugs is very high, and for minor bugs is also high. But at the end of project, the likelihood of minor bug being fixed is very low, or you can say you will have to ignore these bugs at this time. However, at this time, the likelihood of serious bugs being fixed is comparatively much high compared to the minor bugs. Effectively describe the bugs. Suppose that you were a programmer and received the following bug report from a tester. Whenever I type a bunch of random characters in the login box, the software starts to do weird stuff. How would you begin to fix it without knowing what random characters were entered, how big a bunch was, and what kind of weird stuff was happening? Be non judgmental in reporting bugs. Bug reports can be viewed by the programmers and others on the development team. Testers need to be non judgmental, means not creating a biased perception about a person. Non personal means not writing anything that is biased in the report. The difference between judgmental and personal is that judgmental is more perceptual, while personal is more towards vocal. Non inflammatory means not being proud at what he has found. Bug reports should be written against the product, not the person. State only the facts. There should be no gloating, means you should not enjoy your findings of bugs. No egos. The most important point that a tester should keep in mind is not to use a commanding tone in the report. This breaks the morale and creates an unhealthy work relationship. Use a suggestive tone. Accusations. No accusations. Do not assume that developer has done a mistake and hence you can use harsh words. Tact and diplomacy are what matters. Follow up on your bug reports. The worst thing is finding a bug, reporting it, and then forgetting about it or losing track of it. Do not let the results of your labor and the bugs you find become neglected. A good tester finds and logs lots of bugs. A great tester finds and logs lots of bugs, but also continues to monitor them through the process of getting them fixed. Isolating and reproducing bugs. In situations where bug isolating or reproducing is difficult, try following suggestions. First suggestion is keep notes of everything you do, every step, every pause, everything. You can use a recording program so that you can record and play back your steps exactly. You can also use a video camera to record your test session if necessary. The goal is to make sure that every detail of the steps necessary to cause the bug are visible and can be analyzed. Second suggestion is look for time dependent and race condition problems. Time dependent means does the bug occur only at a certain time of the day? Maybe it depends on how quickly you enter the data or the fact that you are saving data to a slower floppy instead of a fast hard drive. Was the network busy when you saw the bug? Try your test cases on slower or faster hardware and think about timing. Third suggestion is white box issues of boundary condition bugs, memory leaks, and data overflows can be slow to reveal themselves. Fourth is state bugs show up only in certain states of the software. These bugs may look like a time dependent or race condition problem, but you will find that time is unimportant. It is the order in which the things happen, not when they happen. Fifth suggestion is consider resource dependencies. and interactions with memory, network, and hardware sharing. In this case, you need to get the answer of the question: does the bug occur only in a busy system that is running other software and communicating with other hardware? Sixth suggestion is do not ignore the hardware. Hardware can degrade and act unpredictably. A loose card, a bad memory chip, or an overhead CPU can cause failures that look like software bugs but really are not. Try to reproduce your bugs on different hardware. This is especially important if you are performing configuration or compatibility testing. You will want to know that if the bug shows up on one system or many. Bug severity. Bug severity should be assessed in terms of impact and probability. Impact is the measure of seriousness of the bug, can be classed as high or low. Probability is a measure of how likely the bug is to occur, again is assigned either low or high. In this graph you can see probability at x-axis and impact at y-axis. When probability is low and impact is low, the severity of the bug is also low. When probability is high and impact is low, the severity of the bug is medium. When probability is low and impact is high, the severity of the bug is also medium. When probability is high and impact is high, the severity of the bug is also high. Bug severity and priority. Do you agree a bug that corrupts a user's data is more severe than one that is a simple misspelling? Of course, you will agree. What if data corruption occurs very rarely and the misspelling causes every user to have problems installing the software? In terms of data severity, the probability of data corruption error is low, but its impact is high. The defect severity is overall medium. Whereas misspelling has high probability of occurrence and its impact in this scenario is also high, so the defect severity is high. Severity indicates how bad the bug is and reflects its impact on the product and to the user. Priority indicates how important it is to fix the bug and when it should be fixed. Severity of a bug has four levels. 1. System crash, data loss, data corruption. 2. Operational error, wrong result, loss of functionality. Third level is minor problem, misspelling, UI layout, rare occurrences. And fourth level is just the suggestions. Similarly, priority of a bug also has four levels. 1 for immediate fix, blocks further testing, very visible. Second level is must fix before the product is released. Level 3 is should fix if time permits. And level 4 is would likely to be fixed but can be released as is. Note, a bug's priority can change over the course of a project. In the pie chart, you can see the relationship between severity and priority. When severity is high and priority is high, the example is key feature does not work. For high severity and low priority, the example is company logo is in the wrong color. High priority, low severity, the example is feature that is rarely used does not work. Low priority and low severity, the example is the caption on an image is written in the wrong font. Here are some more examples with respect to priority and severity. Low priority, low severity. The example is any cosmetic or spelling issues which is within a paragraph or in the report. The next is low priority and high severity. The example is web page not found when user clicks on a link. User does not visit that page generally. Means not frequently used area. High priority, low severity. The example is when the company's name is misspelled in the home page of the website. High priority, high severity. The example is an error which occurs on the basic functionality of the application and will not allow the user to use the system. Example, user is not able to log into the application. Test incident reporting. Test incident report is used to document any event that occurs during the testing process which requires investigation. In short, to log a bug. Manual bug reporting and tracking. Here you can see the template of bug reporting. There are 4 sections of the bug report separated by lines. First section contains the following features and it should be filled by the tester. First, mention the software name and software incorporation. Bug number specifies an ID that is unique to the bug report that can be used to locate and refer to it. Then is release. Release is the distribution of the final version of an application. A software release may be either public or private. Version. Version number of the module or software that is tested. Tester. Here you will write the name of the tester, date at which the bug is being reported. Assigned to. Mention the name of the developer who is assigned to the bug for correction. Severity. Based on the severity levels and examples discussed in the previous slides, you select the severity of the bug. Priority. Based on the priority levels and examples discussed in the previous slides, you select the priority of the bug. Reproducible. You select Y if the bug is reproducible, otherwise you select N. Title. Mention the title of the bug. It should say all about what comes in the bug. Description. Mention the detailed description of the defect. Describe as much as possible but without repeating anything or using complex words. Keep it simple but comprehensive. It also includes procedure steps. For example, select product ABC01, click on Add to Cart, click Remove to remove the product from the cart. Also mention the input details, expected results, actual results, and any attachment that you want to show to the programmer. Next is the second section. Second section contains the following features and should be filled by the programmer after he resolves the bug. Resolution. Programmer can select any of the given options, i.e. fixed, duplicate, non-reproducible, cannot fix, deferred, and would not fix. Date resolved. The date at which the bug is resolved by the programmer. Resolved by. Here the programmer who resolved the bug mentions his name. Version. If the correction of bug results in a new version of the software or module, mention it here. Resolution comments. The programmer gives his comments on the bug he has to resolve or he has resolved. Third section contains the following features and should be filled by the tester when he has to confirm the bug fix. Retested by. Name of the tester who retested the product feature to make sure that the bug is fixed. Version tested. mention the version of the product or module which is being retested by the tester. Tested, mention the date when it is retested. Retest comments, the tester gives his comments about the product or module after he retests it. Now the fourth and last section is the signature section. To close the bug report, signature of all stakeholders are mandatory. You can see the reference of this topic is chapter 19 of the mentioned book. This is the end of the lecture. Take care. Allah Hafiz.